Welcome in, folks, to Arena Football League Weekly. I'm your host, Adam Snow, and today I'm going to recap what happened last week in the semifinal matchups of the Arena Football League playoffs. Then I'll be joined later on in the show by the founder of the world of football, my father, Randy Snow, who is currently in New Jersey to attend the Arenabowl. He's going to fill us in on some fun happenings there that he got to take a part of the day before the game. So without further ado, guys, let's just jump right into the results of these games this past weekend, starting with the first game, which saw the number 2 seed Albany Firebirds defeating the number 3 seed Salina Liberty 80-59. Albany scored a rouge on the opening kickoff, and the Firebirds would go on to lead 15-13 at the end of the first quarter. The second quarter saw a scoring frenzy as the favored Firebirds got the Liberty's best shot, and Albany only managed to hold on to a 2-point lead going into halftime, 44-42. There were 86 total points scored, along with 10 lead changes in that wild first half. Despite Salina scoring a deuce on the opening kickoff of the second half, the Firebirds would begin to pull away, outscoring the Liberty 36-15 after that. And look, this was a game that I thought for sure, I figured Albany might win, but I figured if Salina could get Albany to play their style of ball, it would be a much closer game. And that first half proved it. And I think even Salina surprised me a little bit by scoring as much as they did in the first half. It was an exciting first half. A lot of scoring there. Like I said, the 10 lead changes is pretty awesome for an arena game. That's the kind of stuff you want. But the big factor here and why Salina just lost grip on this thing was quarterback Charles McCollum. He threw 4 interceptions. And when you throw 4 interceptions, that's not going to help. In the Arena Football League, turnovers are killers. And especially turnovers that turn into points the other direction. So if you think about it, that's 4 possessions that Salina could have had that easily could have turned the tide of this game. You hate to see it. Salina put up a good fight. Salina had a great season. Don't let that get lost in any of this. The Firebirds just have a lot of firepower. And, just at the end of the day, got the best of the Salina Liberty. We'll see what their future holds in the Arena Football League. I hope they come back, but we'll see. All right, in the second semifinal matchup, the number 1 seeded Billings Outlaws held off the number 6 seeded Nashville Cats 35-32. It was a defensive battle in the first half with neither team scoring in the first quarter, but the game would get tied up 14-14 at the half. Nashville scored a deuce on the opening kickoff of the second half, but Billings would outscore the Cats 26-16 in the third quarter. The Cats would eventually claw back to tie things up with 40 seconds remaining in the game, but Billings kicker Bailey Giffen would hit a 39-yard field goal as time expired to give the Billings Outlaws the victory. Look, this was a thrilling game. I got to catch this. The tail end of this game was nuts. It was awesome. The Cats, getting the tie. I thought for sure we were going to overtime, but kudos to Billings for getting into field goal. Everywhere's field goal range, but getting the kicker in a position to make that play, to kick that kick as time expired, to get that win. A heck of a moment there for that Billings organization, that Billings team. And it's awesome to see them go into the Arenabowl. And it's a matchup that I'm looking very much forward to. I think this rematch from a few weeks ago is something a lot of us thought would make a great Arenabowl matchup, and that's what we're going to get. So we have an Albany Firebird Billings Outlaws matchup for Arenabowl 33. And, now we're going to throw it over. I talked to my dad, who is in New Jersey for the Arenabowl, and here's our discussion about that. All right, and welcoming back to the show, a man who is currently in New Jersey for the Arenabowl. He went and participated in some Arenabowl festivities today. I'm sure we got a few things to talk about, but Dad, welcome. Tell us what you're doing out there.
I'm here for Arenabowl 33. It was a fast 13-hour drive to get here, through Ohio, through Pennsylvania, into New Jersey. It was a long day yesterday to get here, but I'm here now. And I went to the American Dream Mall today and I got to see a pregame press conference. Got to interview a lot of people and just had a lot of fun during that.
Yeah, so you mentioned interviewing a lot of people, but for a minute there, we didn't think that this event was actually going to happen. Somebody on X by the username of James Larson, apparently he is with the Pro Football Network or PFN. They must also follow spring sports or spring football. Kind of got everybody in a tizzy after tweeting out that the league sources told the PFN newsroom that the AFL's Arenabowl 33 was in jeopardy this Friday. So that kind of made this, made the rounds. And you were leaving that morning, like when that thing came out, and I told you to probably wait and see just to make sure, just to play it on the safe side. And you decided to just head to New Jersey anyway. And luckily, while you were driving, news kept coming in like, nope, everything's fine, everything's is going ahead as planned. So that little scare didn't deter you. Why?
Because I'm an idiot. That's why. I got up like at 5 o'clock in the morning. My goal was to leave the house at 6 a.m. I knew it was going to be about a 10, 11, 12-hour drive. With stops, it turned out to be a little more than that. But my plan was to leave at 6 a.m. And the first thing I see when I get up was you sent me a copy of what you had found on X, I guess. And I read that, and I'm like, oh boy, I don't know. Well, uh, I still got ready, and I fed the dogs, and I got ready to leave the house, and then a friend of mine, Greg James from Japan, sent me pretty much the same information, and he said, "Is this for real?" And I told him, I said, "I don't know. I'm seeing it the first time like you are," and uh, and then I could kind of decided, well, maybe I shouldn't leave right away. Maybe I should see if something turns out differently or whatever. And so it was like 45 minutes later, and I'm just sitting there. I'm all packed. The car's ready to go, and I thought, you know what? I can't just sit here all day waiting for news on is it canceled or is it not. So I just said, I'm going to take off. If I have to turn around, I'll turn around and come back. And I took off. I got on the toll road. As I was getting on the toll road in Indiana, heading for Ohio, you were texting me going, "Oh, don't bother. Just turn around and come home." And I'm like, well, I just got on the toll road, so I got to go so far. I said, I'm just going to keep going, and we'll see what happens. So I get into Ohio, and I stopped at the very first service plaza there. And while I was there, I was doing some texting with our friend Tim Capper up in Canada, and he said that as far as he knew, everything was still a go. So I thought, okay, if Tim said it's a go, it's a go. So I got back in the car and I kept going. And we didn't get the official word until you sent it to me, and I think I was somewhere in Pennsylvania. Uh, and you said, yeah, the AFL just put out a release saying the game is still on, everything's going forward. And so after that, I thought, well, I'm just going to keep on going. So I drove all the way here. I ran into some really bad storms. I mean, rainstorms in Pennsylvania 2 or 3 times. I don't know if the system was following me or what, but I kept running into severe rain. It was raining so hard I couldn't see anything at times, and people were driving slow with their flashers on. And I was able to get a little video of that. There was construction here and there. Oh my gosh, what a mess! And a big rainbow came out. Uh, Man, but yeah, I made it here about 7 o'clock that night. So from 7 in the morning to almost 7 o'clock at night, I was on the road, making some stops. Stopped about 3 times for gas and all that. Here I am. I fell into bed
Yeah.
last night, and I got up today, and I went and explored the American Dream Mall for a while.
Yeah, how's that?
Very interesting. We were at the Mall of America a few months back, and this is quite similar. It's not as big. It's the second biggest mall in America, and yeah, it only has 3 stories instead of 4, like the Minnesota Mall. And they got a lot of the same stores. They've got a sea life aquarium in the basement, like the Mall of America does, and a lot of similarities. Stuff for the kids to do. A big looking Nickelodeon play area, in one part of the mall with the rides and all kinds of stuff. Um, so it was very similar, but it's a nice place. I mean, up until they said Arenabowl 33 was going to be here, I'd never even heard of the American Dream
Yeah.
Mall.
Yeah. So yeah, everybody was skeptical when that news kind of was first released. Oh, they're gonna play the game in a mall. Now it's being called the Mall in the Brawl or the Brawl in the Mall. And my big question then is, uh, how easy is it for people to just stumble upon it? Are they starting to kind of rope things off to only where people attending the game can show up, or are people able to just walk up and be like, "Oh, there's a arena game over here"?
Yeah, well, I was just wandering around, and yeah, you can right now you can just walk right up
Oh
and
yeah,
walk around the arena. on different levels. I went up to the second or third level, and you just look over the edge of the balcony and you're looking down on the field. I'm sure they'll have a way to close that off tomorrow. They had the rebound nets were on the floor, so they didn't have those installed by this afternoon when I left there. But I'm sure everything will be all set up tomorrow. The game's at
And are
5:30.
the Nets? Sorry, are the Nets? People were asking on Twitter, like looking at the pictures, they do look a little narrower. Is that the case to you? Are they narrower? The Nets?
I think when I got looking back at the pictures, I can see what people are talking about, and I think they're not perfectly square. They're kind of rectangle, and so I think they had them laying. They didn't have them laying the right direction. They were laying this way, and they should have been laying this way. So it to me was kind of like an optical illusion. Yeah, they looked narrower because they were laying with the small sides going, from end zone to end zone, and not the wide side.
Mm. I don't know if that makes any sense to me. Looking at that picture, I was like,
Well,
I don't know how else they're gonna fit those in there if that's the case. Like anyway, they move them around.
yeah. Well, I
But
I,
but
I
they,
don't
they
know.
did look narrow from that angle. I was wondering if it was an angle thing.
Yeah, we'll have to see when they actually get them up. But yeah, it was hard to tell from just having all four of them laying on the ground.
Yeah. All right. So you attended the press conference prior to all the festivities kicking off. So you got to see some things. What did you see, and who'd you talk to?
Oh man, who didn't I talk to? I talked to Cedric Bonner. I talked to Jeff Fisher. I talked to Stephen Titus, the owner of the Billings Outlaws. I talked to the two head coaches of the two teams. Um, Tony Bowick was there. He works for the Empire now, but he played for the Grand Rapids Rampage, and I was wearing my Rampage
The
T-shirt
Empire.
at the time.
Who are the
I'm
Empire? They're not in this
I'm
game.
sorry. I'm sorry. The Firebirds. The Firebirds.
There
He
you
works
go.
for them now, and Gary Compton was there. I tried to get some video with him. I think I messed up the recording, so I don't actually have any recording of him. But I talked to him too, and he had nothing but good things to say about Grand Rapids. Um, so yeah, it was just a lot of fun.
Okay, and then we also have a brand new Arenabowl trophy and an MVP trophy. I saw that in one of your pictures, but you weren't able to confirm whether or not it was a trophy because this was before the event started, and it was just sitting on a
Right,
table, and you didn't know yet.
right.
So
Yeah,
those are
towards the
brand new
end.
things we're gonna have.
Yeah, towards the end of the press conference, I was able to get up right up close, and I got some really good pictures, so you could read. Yeah, this was the Arenabowl 33 trophy, and uh, yeah, so that was a new one on me. I didn't know they had a different trophy.
I figured they were gonna do something, but I wasn't sure. When I saw that, I was like, that could either be, and I tweeted it out with the World of Football account. Like that could either be the trophy, or it could just be like a decorative thing that they just had set up because I wasn't sure.
No,
But
yeah, no, it's got a
what,
got a
what,
plaque right on it that says this is the Arenabowl
yeah,
33 trophy.
when I saw the other pictures, yeah, it put two and two together. Uh, but so what has been the best thing so far? How are you feeling? How are the vibes in the room during that press conference?
Well, like any pregame press conference, it was filled with a lot of positivity. Everybody's excited to play this game. The uh, the two teams played one time before, and one time before this season, and Billings came out on top of that one. So
Right.
both teams are looking for a rematch. They both kind of want to get even on the other team for that first game. So it's you know it was a good atmosphere. Atmosphere. I think it's going to be a really good game, uh, and an exciting game, a close game probably. So I'm really looking forward to attending the game tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some more videos and like probably have you tweet out some stuff before the game tomorrow, just to, you know, give people a sense because I think there is still some skepticism on it being played in this venue. It looks like it'll be interesting at the least, but we'll have to wait and see how everything shakes out. You're supposed to have seats where at? Do you know?
I actually bought a ticket on the ground level bleacher section, and I tweeted out some. Well, I didn't tweet. I sent them all to you, but yeah, they were like setting up the bleachers when I was there earlier today, and they're only like three different levels of bleachers that go right around the field itself. So I think it's just open seating at that point, but that's where I'll
So
be on the ground level.
Yep. So people should be on the lookout for you wearing a bright red Grand Rapids Rampage jersey that he borrowed from me. So look for
Yep.
big old number 98 during the game when it airs at 5:30 on CBS Sportsnet on Friday, July 19th. Anything else from your experience there? Anything else you want to share with people about the event?
It was really easy to get there from my hotel. My hotel is only like a few miles away, and it was really easy to get there. It's a little different getting back to my hotel because my hotel's kind of on a one-way street, so you can't just come the other direction down the street and get here. I had to go way around and get on a highway and come back in the other direction in order to get back to my hotel. But um, the venue itself is right in the same area as MetLife Stadium. I sent you a picture and a quick video when I got out of my car in the parking lot at the American Dream Mall, and you could see MetLife Stadium right across the street. So they're right next to each other.
All right. Well, there's a couple new new stories to kind of talk about real quick, other than the story that we talked about earlier about the tweet that kind of sent everybody into a panic. We don't need to touch on that again. It's kind of behind us. The game looks like it's happening, so all worries should be, subsided. Now, there's a couple stories I had that I wanted to bring up to you because you've been on the road. I'm not sure what you have seen or what you haven't seen. You said you just woke up from a nap when when I was trying to call you.
Yeah. Yeah,
I guess
I've
all
not
that
been in touch
hobnobbing
with
really
much
got
of
you
anybody.
tired, huh?
Yeah, yeah, a lot of talking. Talking makes me tired.
But so one story that kind of came out, and it has since been deleted, which I find weird. I did get a screenshot of it from the Arena Football League's new Facebook page that the two teams are supposed to have new jerseys for tomorrow. I don't know any more than that. They had some concept art kind of up with something about new jerseys. The graphics on the screen right now. I wasn't sure if you had heard anything about this while you were at the event.
No, I did not hear anything about that. I haven't seen that tweet or whatever or that
I'll
story at
have to
all.
send it to you separately then. Because I just thought that was weird. I was like, okay, they're getting championship uniforms. That's interesting. But when you see the Firebirds jersey, they like added blue to it, at least in the concept art. And I thought that was really odd. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if this is real or not. Maybe they pulled the plug on it. I have no idea. Like I said, they deleted it from all their social media pages. It's just not there anymore. So keep your ear to the ground for that when you're at the game tomorrow. Another story I had that I thought we could talk about real quick was that the Firebirds were actually like uh, helping people get shipped to the game. Like they had like a bus thing set up for like if you pay like $38, they were like busing people from Albany to the Arena Bowl. So that was pretty cool of the team.
Yeah, I saw something about that, and I wasn't sure where the bus was coming from. I don't know if it was Albany or someplace
I was
here
pretty sure it was Albany.
in New Jersey. I don't know. Like I said, I've been out of touch most of the day, just walking around the mall and soaking it all in and taking pictures and videos and try to get a feel for what tomorrow's going to be like. And I'm just excited to be here, and I think it's going to be a great day and a great game.
Do you have any news or anything you can share that would be interesting?
Well, Gary Compton did talk to me. Like I said, I messed up the recording, so I don't have this.
Oh, did you mess up? Oh boy, you're looking at the clip right now, everybody. Randy is the worst cameraman ever. See, this is what we don't have the budget for a good cameraman. This man here talking to me on line right now was able to just videotape 15 glorious seconds of his kneecap and his shoelaces. I mean, unbelievable. You get to interview Gary Compton, and that's how it turned out.
You're gonna blame me for that, but I got like 10 other interviews that are all great with some great people, and I messed up on the very last one I took of the day. Yeah, that's what you're gonna concentrate on is my one failure. But no, I was talking to him.
You're talking to one of your failures, buddy.
and I asked him. Well, he was talking about possible expansion for next season, and I tried to get him to say I said, can you give me a specific number? How many teams are we talking about expanding to? And he wouldn't say. And then I ended it by saying, would Grand Rapids be one of those cities? And again, he was very non-committal, but he
Oh
said
yeah.
if anybody in Grand Rapids wants to be an owner of the team, to get a hold of him, and they'll talk. So I I think he would love to get another team back in Grand Rapids, but we'll
I
see.
mean, we obviously would.
Oh yeah.
But okay, well, I don't want to keep you. I'm sure you got some nighttime gallivanting to get to out there in New Jersey with the other arena fan, personalities out there. So let's wrap up by just what are your expectations for the game tomorrow? And do you have a final score prediction and winner, and maybe even a possible MVP for that MVP trophy?
Well, I don't know the way these games have been going lately. The MVP of this game could be whatever kicker kicks the walk-off field goal as time expires on this thing. That could be your MVP. I don't know. Yeah, it, usually it's a quarterback or a receiver, but I think the way that things have been going lately, it could be the kicker that maybe kick 2 or 3 field goals and kick the game winner. I don't know.
Do you have a score and a winner?
No, I think these are two really
Oh,
good
come
teams.
on.
They are the two best teams this year. Uh, Billings 8-1, Albany 8-2. They're both great teams. It's just going to be a great game. I don't want to spoil it by making a prediction. I just want to go and have a great time and see a great game.
Coward. I'm gonna do it, and then you got to follow up. If I can do it, you can do it. All right. I'll get my toes in the water, and then you can jump in after. So I'm thinking Albany pulls out the win. It'll be 45-42. I think it'll be a close game, like you said, probably in around a field goal, maybe a missed 4-point attempt, at the end of the game. And I'll take Darius Prince will be our Arena Bowl MVP, wide receiver there in Albany. He's had a great season, heck of a season. And if it's not him, it's probably Jake Metlock. I mean, wide receiver quarterback tandem usually go hand in hand. So it could be either of those two guys, I think, will take your MVP. Now you go.
Well, if you're taking Albany, then I'm going to take Billings.
Ooh.
I say it's going to be 31-32, and Giffen, the kicker for Billings, is going to be your MVP.
Wow, that's quite a prediction. I'm sure he loves hearing that. All right, hey, thanks. Hey, thanks for taking the time to at least give me a call. I mean, you're out there having fun in New Jersey. I unfortunately couldn't make it this weekend. I mean, I got other plans. Obviously, I'm not in my normal setup. Getting some stuff taken care of. So, yeah. So that's all I'll say about that. But appreciate
Yeah, well,
it.
thanks.
And
Thanks for
anything else
waking me
before
up
we wrap it up?
Yeah, thanks for waking me up from a nap. I really appreciate it. I need my beauty sleep more than ever. You know that. So let's do this with a little more planning next time.
I don't think you need beauty sleep. I think you need a procedure in order to fix that mug. But I digress. All right, guys. Look, thanks for watching. You can find the World of Football on various social media platforms. We'll have links down in the description below. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. And remember, folks, some people may love football more than we do, but nobody, and I mean nobody, loves more football than the two of us here in Kalamazoo. Well, I'm in Kalamazoo. He's in New Jersey right now. So until next time, I've been Adam Snow.
I'm Randy Snow. And we'll see you all next week.
We'll see you. We'll see. Well, yeah, we'll have to talk about the game afterwards. But yeah, we'll see you next week. I didn't come up with a good ending. Thanks.